Good evening and welcome to the 23rd Annual College of Design Award Gala. I am Mark Hoversten, and it's my pleasure to serve as the Dean of the NC State University College of Design. Tonight's celebration looks a little different than it typically does. The COVID pandemic has been the source of many challenges for the college, for the university, and no doubt for many of you. While we're disappointed that we can't gather in person this evening, I'm so glad that you are here joining us virtually for this special occasion. We're proud of what we've been able to accomplish despite the circumstances, and if you'll indulge me, I'd like to take a few minutes to just brag a little bit. This semester we have 840 students enrolled in the College of Design. While architecture continues to be our largest department with 213 students across both undergraduate and graduate programs, landscape architecture is our largest graduate program with 63 students. And our growing Doctor of Design program increased enrollment by 75% over the last year. Despite the many challenges necessitated by the pandemic, the spring and summer terms are allowing us to return to some of the high-impact experiences that make the College of Design so special, especially in its role as a land-grant institution. For example, the ever-popular design and build studios in architecture and landscape architecture allow students hands-on experiences, taking their designs through the construction phase, a great resume builder. Simultaneously, this year's projects allow these departments to deeper community relationships and serve the university's extension mission. In landscape architecture's design build studios this spring, students are designing and constructing site furnishings and signage around a paved courtyard at Princeville Elementary School. In addition, they're developing stormwater interventions, wildlife habitats, and even artistic screening solutions for the HVAC. This summer's architecture's design build project will be a partnership with The Farm at Penny Lane, a 40-acre property in Pittsboro, North Carolina, being developed as a respite with therapeutic programs and activities for individuals with severe and persistent mental illness. A tiny house community is in development on the site for people with mental illness and financial limitations, and students will be designing and constructing a gathering pavilion for residents. The Natural Learning Initiative just celebrated a 20th anniversary Design Institute in March, in collaboration with longtime colleagues who have inspired their work. The virtual event included presentations from national and international thought leaders in the field of community play, the beneficial impact of nature on child development, and new cultural challenges affecting life on our planet. Our Department of Graphic Design and Industrial Design is known for its close partnerships with industry through studios. These opportunities allow companies to bring real design problems to the classroom. They gain innovative solutions, and the students gain practical skills and applications of their design education. This past fall, seniors in the graphic design program worked on a project with SAS, or SAS as we call it, integrating machine learning capabilities into information catalog, a SAS product that supports the needs of chief data officers. Graphic design and industrial design already have several exciting sponsors studios planned for the next academic year, including with Red Hat and Eastman. Last summer, we were delighted to name Derek Ham as the new head of the Art and Design Department. Derek brings a strong vision for the future, with a focus in fibers and soft construction, gaming, virtual reality, and more. In his role as department head, Derek oversees Art to Wear, our annual student-led fashion show. This year is extra special as Art to Wear celebrates its 20th anniversary. This year's show will premiere virtually on June 11 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The theme is Advance, and I'd like to share a sneak preview with you now. How exciting. I hope you'll save the date, June 11, and join me. While we don't do what we do for the accolades, College of Design faculty and students continue to receive incredible recognition. Thomas Berry, Professor of Architecture and Director of the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities Initiative, has been elected to the College of Fellows of the American Institute of Architects. To date, the School of Architecture has 5 full-time faculty members as fellows out of 17. 4 of our alumni were also elected to FAIA for 2021. Additionally, landscape architecture and environmental planning professor Robin Moore, who also founded and directs the Natural Learning Initiative, was awarded the Alexander Carls Holliday Medal for Excellence. This is NC State University's highest honor for a faculty member, and we congratulate Robin. Finally, I want to acknowledge that this past year has been difficult for our nation in many ways beyond the pandemic, and has brought heightened attention to the heartbreaking history of racial hatred and bias that has impacted our personal lives, our relationships, and our institutions. In response, the College of Design launched a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion subcommittee of our existing Designing Our Community task force to address issues of inequality, to provide additional means for inclusivity, and to explore opportunities for systemic change. Thank you for indulging me these updates. Having not had normal opportunities to gather together over the past year, it's important to me to share all that our college is and that it is still a hub for curiosity, creativity, entrepreneurial thinking, and most importantly, great design. And now I would like to welcome the president of our Leaders Council to give a few remarks. The Leaders Council is the advisory board of the College of Design, composed of both alumni and friends of the college. If you are a current or former Leaders Council member with us tonight, I thank you for serving the college in this way. Our current president is Catherine Peel. Catherine is the Chief Practice Officer and a principal at LS3P Associates. Catherine, the floor is now yours.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the College of Design Leaders Council, welcome and thank you for joining us this evening. As Mark said, this gathering is different from ones we've had in the years past, but regardless, I am excited that you have chosen to be with us tonight for this celebration. I would like to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors without whom this event would not have been possible. If you are affiliated with one of tonight's sponsors, please say hello in the chat and tell us where you're tuning in from. Sponsorships for this evening's event support the Design Professional Outreach Fund. This fund not only helps to support the gala, but also helps to support the college's alumni and community engagement efforts throughout the year. I would also like to thank those who chose to make a donation to the Designlife Fund as part of your registration for tonight's event, or have done so at any other time of the year. The Designlife Fund provides discretionary funding that can be allocated quickly to any area in the college where it is most needed. This means college leadership can quickly fund critical research, provide financial aid for a student who can no longer afford college, support international students, or invest in new programs that encourage an inclusive design profession. So thank you for investing in the College of Design today and every day. And now I'd like to ask Dean Hoversten to come back up to introduce this year's recipient of the Wings on Wings Award. Wings on Wings is an award that recognizes distinct and impactful contributions to the College of Design. We are proud to have continued participation from our Wings on Wings awardees in the college. If you are a past recipient of the Wings on Wings Award with us this evening, please take a moment to say hello in the chat. Dean?
Well, it's my honor to announce this year's recipient of the Wings on Wings Award. And this year's recipient is George Stanziel. George serves in the role of President and Chief Business Development Officer at Stewart Design. With more than 40 years of experience working nationally and in more than 25 countries abroad, George has built his reputation on the development of long-term client relationships and the design and implementation of complex projects for public, private, university, and healthcare clients. He has earned the reputation for developing consensus between city and county appointed and elected officials, as well as developers and stakeholders, resulting in successful entitlements and zoning for complex projects. George joined the Design Guild Board in 2015 and maintained his membership with what is now the Leaders Council when the Design Guild and Designlife boards merged. George served as president of the Leaders Council from 2018 to 2020. I consider George not only one of my closest advisors as dean, but also a dear friend. Community design professionals who are not NC State Design alumni bring a unique and important perspective to our Leaders Council. George has a different lens from which to view and evaluate our college and our ability to produce career-ready designers who are ready to tackle the grand challenges of society. He can see the larger picture of our opportunities for connection to the profession and the design community. I'm so thankful for his enduring commitment to the College of Design. Congratulations, George.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you very much.
I'd also like to take a moment to recognize another important award within the college. Each fall, the college nominates an outstanding alumnus or alumna to be recognized as our distinguished alumnus at the NC State Alumni Association's Evening of the Stars. This year's recipient from the college is Angela Medlin. Angela has worked for some of the world's most iconic apparel brands, and in 2017 started Functional Apparel and Accessories Studio to teach industry lessons outside the traditional setting with an emphasis on sustainable design techniques and creating opportunities for designers of color. Congratulations, Angela, for this well-deserved recognition, and thank you for being such a wonderful representative of the College of Design. And now, I would like to ask George to introduce this year's Designlife Award winner. George?
Thank you, Dean. And thank you, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to another Designlife Award Gala. I wish we could all be together, but you know, that's not going to happen this year. It is my privilege to introduce this year's Designlife Award recipient. The Designlife Award is the college's highest non-academic honor. The award recognizes the significant contribution that an individual or a group has made in the design in the Southeast. The award brings awareness to the importance of design in the community and the practice of good design as a sign of good citizenship. Before we recognize this year's winner, I'd like to take a moment to honor former members of the Designlife Award with us tonight. If you are a previous award winner, please take a moment to say hello in the chat. Tonight, I'm honored to have the distinct pleasure of honoring a longtime friend, colleague, leader, and in many ways a mentor, though he may not know how much I've learned from him over the years. Mayor Bill Bell, former mayor of Durham, the city of Durham, as you may know, is a legend in Durham and has been at the very foundation of significant change on so many levels for the past 35 years. I first met Bill in 1984 when I moved to Durham from South Florida to master plan and entitle Trayburn, a 10-square-mile project in northern Durham County. At that time, Bill was chair of the county commission when he served, where he served for 26 years, and was faced with the review and approval of the largest rezoning in the history of North Carolina that was fraught with significant environmental and political challenges, lack of enabling ordinances, water quality questions, and was in the face of fierce opposition from residents and environmentalists alike. Bill's visionary leadership, patience, and resolve led to the creation of significant jobs and tax base for Durham County in the 5,300-acre community, which included the Trayburn Corporate Park, at a time when Durham's tax base was primarily residential in nature. Now, some 30 years later, it is a thriving residential and corporate community that includes international pharmaceutical and manufacturing companies that rival those in Research Triangle Park. As Durham's longest-serving mayor from 2001 to 2017, Bill has been credited with so many initiatives that have categorically changed the face, future, and reputation and incredible success of Durham. Bill's vision for a new baseball stadium in downtown Durham led to the construction of the Durham Bulls baseball park against significant voter opposition. This project would later prove to be a key anchor in the stimulus for the renaissance of downtown Durham. His vision for downtown led to the creation of a new downtown Durham master plan, which I was honored to co-author, and which would chart the course and the result in significant public and private partnerships with Duke University, developers, and Durham County that have resulted in more than $1.7 billion in investment in the downtown core alone. And that continues today. American Tobacco, the Durham Performing Arts Center, the Durham Transportation Center, the Durham Innovation District, significant preservation and reuse and development of over 5 million square feet of historic tobacco factories and textile mills that today are in the heart of Durham's cultural history and unique architectural character. As mayor, Bill's laser focus on education and crime in the inner city neighborhoods has resulted in many initiatives with Durham County Schools, Duke University, North Carolina Central University, and neighborhoods alike that have paid significant dividends. Bill's vision and leadership in merging Durham's city and county schools while facing fierce opposition has raised the bar in graduation rates, test scores, and academic opportunities for students in K-12 education. Bill's unique ability to build consensus among both colleagues and opposition is a testament to his steady hand and servant leadership. Under his leadership, he has truly been the definition of a community builder. He is a caring and compassionate, a great listener, a helping hand, and while always recognizing and giving credit to those in our community who made his and Durham's collective vision a reality. To Bill, the job was never done, but the journey and his contagious yet quiet passion encouraged and empowered so many to be the best that they could be, to build a community and Durham resident, and those in our region could all be proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so honored to present to you Mayor William V. Bill Bell.
Well, first, let me thank, in all sincerity, the School of Design for awarding me this very fabulous and different creation. I have to tell you, I was really surprised. I had a call from George Stanziel. George and I have known each other for many years when I was chairman of the Board of County Commissioners, and he was working on a development project up in the northern part of the county. So he had told me that he had moved his offices to Raleigh, and he'd like me to come over and see his new offices, and maybe we could have lunch together. So we picked a date, and he then said, well, I'm going to also have lunch with the Dean Overton. I said, that's great. So we got to the office, and he said, well, let's go and have lunch, and then we can come back and look at the office space. So we got to the restaurant, and I got introduced, and the dean was telling me about the school and how he'd come to NC State, and we just talked about a lot of different things. And then when we were getting ready to leave, the dean suddenly said, I want you to know that the committee has selected you to receive our Designlife Award. And that was a surprise. And he wanted to know if I would accept. And I said, sure, I'm really, really, really pleased to have been honored to receive this. And so when I later thought about it, I said, well, really, when I receive recognition such as this, you're really honoring the city of Durham, where I was allowed to serve as mayor for 8 consecutive terms, 16 years, and the people who work with me. And additionally, when I think about some of the things that we've been able to accomplish, it's really been through a lot of public-private partnerships. And I probably should say, just in terms of a little bit about my background, I'm an electrical engineer. I came to the Research Triangle Park to take a position with the IBM Corporation. And I came here assuming I'd be here 4 or 5 years. If any of you know anything about IBM, back in those days, they said IBM really stands for I've been moved. So I figured I'd be here 4 or 5 years and then move on. But a funny thing happens away in life, and I happened to be president of my neighborhood association. At that time, there was a rezoning matter that was coming up, and the association was against it, and I was president, so I had to go carry the argument forth. And in doing so, it took us a year. We went before the planning board, it was in the county at that time, and ultimately before the Board of County Commissioners. And we ended up losing. So I was probably young enough, naive enough, and even stupid enough to say, if you can't beat them, join them. So I decided to run for the Durham Board of County Commissioners, and I won. And as a result, my life sort of changed. And one of the things that I always thought about in government, I thought the government best serves its people by working with them as partners and the private sector to hopefully increase resources, educational systems, and et cetera. And so that's been my whole philosophy in life, to try to work in a public-private partnership way of moving government in a forward direction. And we've been fortunate to do that in Durham. The whole revitalization that's taken place in downtown Durham specifically has been through public-private partnerships, and even some of the things we've done outside of the downtown area. And I know this pandemic has really put a crimp on a lot of things. The fact that we're having this engagement here by Zoom or virtual versus having it in person. But we had laid the groundwork in Durham, where downtown Durham is still booming in terms of buildings, and I'm sure that's true over in Raleigh. And when I think about the School of Design and the students that you train, it's even more important that we invest in them, because they really are the ones who are going to be the visionaries and creators for our communities that come ahead of us. And when you look at the environmental concerns that are arising and the fact that we aren't creating any more space, their creativity and vision is going to be important as to how we develop our communities. And when I think also about all the other things that are happening in our communities, our young people are really going to be the ones, in my opinion, that lead the way and create the type of communities that are attractive that we all want to be in. And finally, let me just say that while I've been fortunate to be able to receive contributions and recognitions, it's all because I've had the support of my family, my wife Judith, and my children. So no one does this stuff by themselves. It's all been teamwork. And again, I just want to say thank you for awarding me this very gorgeous creation, and it's going to find a very special place in my mind and certainly in our home. So thank you.
Now we will hear a few words from another member of our Leaders Council and a past recipient of the Wings on Wings and Distinguished Alumnus Awards, Chuck Flink. Chuck?
Well, thank you, Dean Hoversten. I'm honored to serve the College of Design as the chair of the Leaders Council's fundraising committee. As an alumnus, professor of practice, volunteer, and donor, I know firsthand how private support touches all areas of the college. Gifts ensure that the college can provide students with the resources and the opportunities they not only expect and deserve, but that they need to become design thinkers and leaders. It supports the faculty's efforts to expand its reach through national and international research, extension, and scholarship. Philanthropy fuels hands-on learning opportunities in studios as students and faculty work hand in hand to develop solutions to real-world problems. And it brings world-class facilities to life for our students to learn and faculty to teach and conduct research. In fact, right now, the College of Design is expanding its campus footprint and improving its facilities in the most significant way since the renovation of Liaison Hall. The college was fortunate to secure the first floor of 111 Lampe Drive, a building just down the hill from Brooks and Liaison Hall, which is being reimagined as the new home of the college's industrial design program. While phase one of renovations is underway to make the necessary improvements for students and faculty to begin using this space, this fall, phase two will transform the space into cutting-edge studios, maker spaces, gathering spaces, research labs, and more. And it's going to take the support of our community to make that possible. Let's take a moment to take a sneak peek at Industrial Design's new home.
Hello, I'm Mark Hoversten, Dean of the College of Design at NC State University. Today I'd like to give you a tour of our latest capital project, the Design Center at 111 Lampe Drive. As you can see, we're under construction. When complete, this facility will provide a home for the entire faculty and staff of the Industrial Design Department. For the first time in its 40-year history, the students and faculty of Industrial Design will have a home of their own. So let's take a look. Moving into the Design Center at 111 Lampe Drive will provide students, faculty, alumni, and industry partners with over 15,000 square feet of space to work collaboratively and creatively. This capital renovation project will be completed in 2 phases. Phase 1 will prepare the space with mechanical upgrades and minor repairs to provide a blank slate for our student studio spaces and faculty offices. And it will be available for use starting in the fall of 2021. What you see here are the renovations underway to complete Phase 1 of the project. This well-constructed building from 1929 is a light-filled, contemporary space which will house studios for undergraduate and graduate students, conference rooms, critique spaces, classrooms and maker spaces, computer and research labs, and a common area. Phase 2 will reimagine the existing space to fit the industrial design program's specific needs, serving as a hub not just for faculty and students, but also as the community center for the industrial designers in the Triangle, for alumni, and for designers throughout North Carolina. These renovations are expected to be completed by fall of 2023. To help envision the space, the College of Design worked closely with the university architect, who contracted with a local architectural firm, Tonic Design. The co-founders of the firm, Catherine Hogan and Vincent Petrarca, are both professors of practice at the college, and Vincent is a 3-time alumnus of our School of Architecture. While the work is underway, there is still significant work to be done to reach our final goal. To fully complete this $1.1 million capital project, we need support from generous donors. Naming opportunities are available, and I would encourage you to get in touch with our Development and External Relations team to discuss those opportunities further. I hope you can share our vision for this great project and also help us get there.
What excites me the most about this project is the ripple effect it's going to have on the entire College of Design campus. Industrial Design's move will first allow for reimagined research spaces and will ultimately have an impact on every design discipline and department within the college. This is just one example of the power of philanthropy and why your partnership is needed now more than ever. As the college approaches its 75th anniversary in 2023, the generosity of many will be essential to propelling the college to another incredible 75 years. Now, we are excited to offer you a virtual cocktail demonstration led by Jason Reichart from the Raleigh Times. In communications leading up to this event, you received a list of ingredients for our cocktail. If you'd like to follow along, you can also find the ingredients and instructions in the navigation column of the event site. We hope you enjoy following along at home.
Hi, I'm Jason from the Raleigh Times, here to show you a nice spring, summertime cocktail you can make. We're gonna do a vodka watermelon spritz. First, you're gonna start with a Collins glass, fill with ice. You're gonna grab your shaker, your tin, get some ice in there. All right, we'll do about an ounce of vodka. And we'll do about 2.5 ounces of watermelon from Tropicana. That guy. Get a good shake. And pour over the ice. Like that. Go ahead and grab your lime soda, Sprite, Sierra Mist, and just fill that, and then top with some sparkling Prosecco. All right. If you want to, garnish a little bit of mint on the top for some aroma. And then a little peel of lemon. And there you go, vodka watermelon spritz.
It's always nice to add new skills to our repertoire. It gives deeper meaning to the Think and Do motto. Thank you again, Jason, for the great demonstration. Before we enjoy that beverage, I would like to take a few moments to thank those who made it all possible. First, I want to thank College of Design alumnus and Leaders Council member Matt McConnell, who designed and fabricated the Designlife Award, along with Materials Lab staff member Jim Dean. The award is a sculptural expression of concepts that include community, growth, inclusion, and transformation. To Matt and to all who worked on the award, we are grateful for your dedication, for your talent, and your thoughtfulness. We'd also like to thank Jennifer Heinz, the chair of the Leaders Council Events Committee, and the rest of the committee for all their work to make tonight possible. Taran Duda, Kurt Fentress, Susan Hatchell, Rayford Law, Craig McDuffie, and Frank Werner. Thank you. And many thanks to our college staff, especially the Development and External Relations team who coordinated the events for this evening. And as the evening comes to a close, we thank you, our community, for supporting us and collaborating with us. You are helping to provide the best possible design education to our students and partnering with faculty and staff to underscore that design is life. Finally, I want to echo George's acknowledgement of Mayor Bill Bell for his transformative leadership and vision for Durham. We are so pleased to recognize you as our Designlife Award recipient, Bill. And thank you for your flexibility as we navigated a non-traditional ceremony during this global pandemic. And now if you'll grab your glass of freshly made cocktail or whatever you have in your hand tonight. One of our college traditions for this event is a toast to what unites us, which is great design. And so, to close out tonight's event, I invite you to join me in toasting. Here's to great design.